Hey guys, welcome back sa ating C++ week. So this is day 4, but before we go to our problem, meron lang tayong maigsing discussion na kailangang pag-usapan. So this is about the Cin input. So ayun guys, kung alam niyo na tong part na to, you may then skip sa timestamp na lalabas dyan sa inyong screen. Pero kung hindi nyo pa to alam, then just stick around. So ang magiging problem kasi natin dito is wag na natin patagalin pa. As you can see, if I build and run this, makikita nyo naman yung code ko. Nanghihingi lang ng question and answer. Meron tayong variable na string which is called question and answer. So, una is manghihingi tayo ng question. Now, if I try to enter a question, yung sentence na question, kunwari, what is life? Now, if I try to enter this, makikita nyo guys, matatapos agad yung ating program. So, nag-Cin ako, pero meron pang kasunod na Cin answer, but hindi na niya ako pinag-enter ng answer as you can see, ni-skip niya. So, why is that guys? So, kasi ang Cin na to guys, hindi siya uma-accept ng string na may space. So, yun yung kailangan natin pag-usapan for today. So, as you can see guys, if I try to enter one word here, so, kunwari, what? Then, yung answer natin, pwede na natin lagyan. So, again, guys, so clear na yon na bawal may space pagka Cin yung gamit natin. Ang kailangan natin gawin ngayon is pag-usapan natin kung ano yung solution doon. So, guys, instead of using Cin, we then use getLine function. So, we can use getLine. You can see getLine. Then, we will put Cin, then, comma, then we will put the variable kung ano yung sa natin i-store. So, sa question nga natin i-store. So, palitan natin tong nasa ilalim. So, ngayon, kahit mahaba, and then i-see out natin yung question. Kahit meron siyang space, gagana na ngayon yan guys. So, as you can see, enter question, what is life? Now, if I try to enter this, hindi na matatapos yung program natin. So, hindi na siya i-skip. So, enter answers na. So, I will put IDK. As you can see, nagpiprint na yung ating question na may space. So, yun lang guys yung ating discussion sa ngayon. So, kasi crucial siya para magawa yung ating next problem. So, guys, one more thing. Pagka nag-Cin kayo ng string, so hindi nyo kasi pwedeng gamitin yung getLine sa integer. So, if I try to put an integer then, and I just name it num, then manghihingi ako ng number. So, enter number. So, for no particular reason. Then, tinry ko yung Cin, num. As you can see, guys, di ba gumagana naman yun sa number, yung Cin. So, there is a bug. So, pasensyahan nyo na yung C++ kasi hindi siya talaga intuitive. So, ito yung mga problema ng C++. Kaya, ayun. So, if I try to enter a number, so gagana yan. Pero as you can see, magbabag uli yung getLine natin. As you can see, naglagay na ng enter question, tapos diniretso niya agad dun sa enter answer, tsaka palang uli gagana. Then wala tayong nalabas na question kasi hindi tayo pinag-enter sa question. So why is this happening? So pagka gumamit tayo ng Cin, then yung greater than sign na yan, then gumamit agad tayo ng getLine, magkakaroon siya ng error. So you need to put Cin.ignore. So pagka manghihingi kayo ng integer, kasi bawal yung getLine, Cin, tapos num yung ilalagay nyo, mag-error yun. So, we need to put Cin.ignore. So, after manghingi tayo ng number, we should put Cin.ignore para gumana yung getLine natin. So, if we try to run this ngayon, if I try to enter a number here, 5, then magagamit na natin. Enter question, what? You never played Tuber Simulator. So, as you can see guys, ayan, gumagana na. So, ayun na nga guys. Let's proceed sa ating problem for today. So, guys, for our today's problem, it is entitled Custom Quiz Creator. So, self-explanatory naman yung name ng ating problem. Let's proceed na sa ating kailangan gawin for today. So, for me guys, the difficulty of this problem is medium. So, whenever you see me guys na naglalagay ng difficulty, iniisip nyo, saan kaya neto nahugot yung difficulty na yan? Eh, napakadali naman neto. So, guys, based on my experience, yan yung aking na-encounter na difficulty. So, nung first time kong na-encounter yung problem na yan, nung nagsisimula pa lang ako ng programming, I decided na medium yung difficulty niya kasi medyo nahirapan niya ako. So guys, kung beginner pa lang kayo and nadalian na kayo dyan, I'm sure guys, mabilis kayong matututo ng kahit anong programming language. So this C++ week is not just about C++, yung learning C++, but it is enhancing our logical thinking. So, yun na nga guys, let's proceed sa ating problem. So this is what we are going to do for today. Create a program where the user can create custom identification quiz that will also be checked automatically by the program and graded accordingly. Now, to achieve this, create a class that contains a question and an answer. Let the user decide how many questions would be there, use array of objects, then let the user fill it in with their own questions and answers. Now, after the user fill in the question and answer, clear the console if possible. So, para malinis yung console natin. Then, let the program ask all the questions inputted by the user. Then, let the user answer those questions. Then, let's clear again the console if possible para malinis ulit. Then, let the program evaluate the answers to determine if it's correct or incorrect. Display the necessary information to tell the user if they are correct or not in an individual question. Then lastly, display the final score. For example, 15 over 20. And then there is an important note below. PS, it's okay if your program answers are case sensitive. So from the last episodes, meron din tayong case na ganyan. So huwag niyo munang isipin kung bakit ganon. So guys, keep it simple. So kung lowercase lahat ng sasagot nyo. So para hindi kayo malito. Kasi pagka ginawa pa nating hindi case sensitive yung ating program, medyo magiging mas komplikado pa siya. But if you can do it, then do it. So, madali lang naman kasing gawin yun. So, gagawin nyo lang uppercase lahat pagka nag-compare kayo. So, wag muna natin pag-usapan yun. Just do this problem for today. So, basahin nyo na lang uli yung ating problem if nalito kayo. Then, after 5 seconds, we will be back and gagawin na natin and papakita na namin sa inyo yung input ng program namin. Now, just pause the video and we will be back after 5 seconds. Timer starts now. So now guys, we assume na tapos na kayo sa ating coding challenge. Now, let's take a look at our output. So, kung hindi man ganito yung output nyo, then sana medyo malapit dito. If hindi nyo nagawa guys, that's okay. Keep up with us and gagawin natin mamaya yan step by step. So, eto na nga yung output natin. So, habang ginagawa natin output natin, basahin muna natin yung steps again or yung instructions natin. Create a program where the user can create custom identification quiz. Let the user decide how many questions would be there. So, eto na nga yung una natin. How many questions? So, if I put 3 here, so manghihingi siya ng 3 questions. So, question number 0. So, okay lang kahit sa 0 kayo magsimula. That's not a problem. Basta tatlo yung question nyo. If we put 3. Okay, so question number 0, if I put 1 plus 1, so nagtatanong na nga ako. Then, lalagyan ko din ng sarili kong answer. Answer number 0, 2. Then, question number 1, so sunod-sunod na lang yan. 5 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 10, 20. So, as you can see guys, natapos yung ating 3 questions. And then, ngayon, clear niya yung console, as you can see here. After the user fill in the questions and answer, clear the console if possible. Now, pinapa-answer na ni program sa atin yung mga tanong na nilagay natin kanina. So, pwede nyo gawin na reviewer to. So, let the program ask all the questions inputted by the user, then let the user answer those questions. So, eto na nga, pinapa-answer na tayo. Now, if we answer this, so, if I answer 2, so, correct. Then, if I answer, mamali ko to, 7. So, mali ang sagot na yan. Then, if I answer correctly here, as you can see, nag-clear ulit. So, clear the console if possible, then let the program evaluate the answers to determine if it's correct or incorrect. Display the necessary information to tell the user if they are correct or not in an individual question. So, eto na ngayon. So, 1 plus 1, correct answer is 2. My answer is 2. So, correct. Okay. Now, then yung second question natin is 5 plus 5. Then, yung correct answer natin is 10. Then, yung in-answer natin 7. So, incorrect. So, then yung third question natin is 10 plus 10. And yung correct answer natin is 20. Then, my answer is 20. Correct. Then, as you can see guys, display niya yung final score natin, 2 over 3, which is correct kasi tama yung dalawa natin, mali yung isa. So, tatlo yung total items natin, kaya 2 over 3. So, yun lang guys, ang kailangan nating maging output sa ating problem. So, kailangan lang natin magkaroon ng custom identification, yung customize natin yung tanong and questions, and then tatanungin tayo ng program, then i-check ng program mag-isa kung tama ba or mali yung mga tanong natin. And then after nun, tapos na yung program natin. So, kung gusto nyo makita yung code, ito yung code natin. So, ayan nga, may class question ako. As you can see, naka-indicate doon, gumawa kayo ng class question. So, if you implemented 2D arrays, that's okay. Pero guys, again, pinapaalala ko nga sa inyo, kung nasa school kayo and gusto ng prof nyo, class, gamitin nyo class. Kasi magkakamali kayo pagka may mga prof na gusto talagang sundin yung instructions nila. So, yun na nga guys. So, ayun na nga, may class question ako na may question and answer. And then, meron tayong object function na create question, which is ginamit natin dito para i-fill yung ating question. So, wag muna natin i-explain lahat yan. As you can see, ito lahat ng code namin. Then, i-delete muna natin uli lahat yan. And then, we will retype everything while explaining everything. Okay? So, don't forget our fundamentals when we are solving a problem. So, take a look at the big picture, cut the big picture into small steps, and then solve the problem step by step. So, first, let's look at the big picture. So, alam nyo na yung big picture. So, gagawa lang tayo ng custom quiz creator. So, gagawa lang tayo ng identification quiz, which is nanghihingi ng mga tanong and naghihingi din ng answers. So, ang nakalagay here sa instructions natin, let the user decide how many questions would be there. But before that, ang nakalagay dito, achieve this by creating a class that contains a question and an answer. So, ano muna yung kailangan natin gawin? Let's create a class first na nagko-contain ng question and an answer. So, gagawa tayo ng class. So, I hope na alam nyo nang gumawa ng class kasi object-oriented programming na to. So, we will put class keyword, and then yung name ng class natin. So, I will name it question. So, kahit ano naman yung ilagay nyo dyan. Then, curly braces, enter, enter. Then, I will declare a string variable here, which is a question again, then an answer. So, ayan na, meron na tayong question class. So, alam nyo na guys yung constructor. So, hindi tayo gagamit ng constructor dito, but instead, an object function na nag-a-act na constructor. So, ang kailangan natin ilagay na yun dito is public. So, kung meron kayong ibang way, that's fine. So, ito yung way na ginawa namin. And kasi, para matutunan natin yung object functions, yung object-oriented programming as a whole. So, we put public there, in-explain na namin from the tutorial series kung ano yung, kung ba't kailangan ng public dyan. Then, we will put object function. So, void, return type, then create questions. Now, sa parameter, manghihingi tayo ng string a question, and then string a answer. Then here, a-assign natin yung question dito sa taas dun sa question na hinihingi natin. A question. Then yung answer din natin na nasa taas dun sa answer na hinihingi natin. So answer is equals to A answer. So now, dahil nga private to, we need a way para ma-access yun sa ating main function. So we will make a getter. So alam niyo na din ba yung getter? So pinag-aralan din natin yan sa tutorial natin. So if you haven't watched that yet, panoorin niyo muna yun. So we will put string get question muna. So ngayon, wala tayong parameters and all we need to do is to return the question. So i-return lang natin yung question. Then yung isa naman, string get answer. Ngayon, we will just return the answer. Return answer. Now, naka-set up na ang class natin. So, sabi ko nga, blueprint of an object to. Now, we can make many questions as we like. Ngayon, ang nakalagay sa program natin, let the user decide how many questions would be there. So, gagamit tayo ng array of objects. So, ina-explain natin and ina-apply natin lahat ng natutunan natin sa ating tutorial series. So, I hope na panood niyo yung buo. So, gagawa muna tayo ng array of objects. But first, sabi dito, let the user decide how many questions. So, ilang beses na natin ginawa yan na yung si user yung nagde-decide kung ilan yung laman ng isang array. So, we need an integer. So, int counter. Then, we need to indicate, cout, how many questions. Then, we need to see in counter. Then, we will declare an array of objects. So, ano yung object natin, which is yung question. So, we will put question here, then yung variable name natin. So, I will put questions. Then, paano magiging array? Lalagyan natin ng square brackets. Now, paano natin malalaman kung ilan yung array? We will put the counter here. So, kung ilan yung ilagay ni user, yun yung magiging number ng questions natin. So, ngayon, nailagay na natin ngayon kung ilan yung laman ng questions. Now, ano yung susunod natin kailangan gawin? Then, let the user fill it in with their own question. So, dahil wala pang laman na question to, dineclare lang natin na meron tayong question na binigyan kung ilan na yung nilagay ni user here. Wala pang laman na question and answer yan. Si user din yung maglalagay nun. So, again, paano natin babasahin yung buong array? Gagamit tayo ng for loop or while loop kung ano prefer nyo. But, in this tutorial, we will use always for loop when iterating through an array. So, paano gagawin natin ulit doon? So, we will use a for loop. So, for int I is equals to 0. So, ilang beses na namin in-explain yung for loop na to. If you still don't know kung ano yung for loop, panoorin nyo muna yung video about for loops bago kayo bumalik dito. So, for int I is equals to 0. If I is less than, so kung gano'ng karami yung questions, which is yung counter natin, so, kung yung I natin na dineclare is maliit pa rin dun sa counter natin, which is yung number ng question, dadagdagan natin ng isa yung I. Then, we need to read all the questions. So, isa-set natin lahat. So, ano yung kailangan muna natin? So, we need a question and answer. So, we will declare a string question and answer here. Question, answer. Now, hihingin natin kay user yung question and answer na yun. Now, so, kanina guys, tinuro ko kanina, bago tayo magsimula, get line yung gagamitin natin. So, mag-cout muna tayo. Cout question number I. So, ano yung I? Yung index natin. So, kung pang ilang question yon. Then, we will put colon para lang malaman natin, para maganda yung design. Then, ang gagamitin natin guys, instead na in, get line. So, get line. Ngayon, ang lalagyan natin dito, in, then, comma, then yung lalagyan natin na variable, which is yung question. So, whenever we enter something, sa question siya may store. Now, we will do the same with the answer. So, we will put answer number, then, answer. Ngayon, ano gagawin natin dun sa kinuha nating data na yan? We will then set it on our question. So, ano yung pangalan ng ginawa nating array? Questions. So, we will put questions, then, square bracket, then, i-access natin yung I. So, kung ano yung current question na isa-set natin. So, dahil nga kung 5 yung nilagay ni user, magsisimula siya sa 0 hanggang 4. So, para 5 yung question na maisa-set ni user. Ngayon, dahil gumawa nga tayo ng create questions, we can now then call create questions there. So, questions I dot create questions. So, as you can see guys, nanghihingi siya ng question and answer. Ngayon, yung hiningi natin kay user na question, yung ipapasa natin dito. So, question. Then, yung ilalagay natin answer dyan is yung hiningi din na answer kay user. So, magiging customized ni user lahat ng ating questions and answer. And then, magka-partner sila ng question and answer kasi nasa isang class sila. So, parang magka-pair na sila ng question and answer. So, yun. So, questions I dot create questions. So, ngayon, nasa-set na ni user lahat ng questions and answer ng program natin. But there is something wrong with this. So, alam nyo ba kung ano yung problem? So, kung nakinig kayo from the first kanina, so, bago tayo magsimula dun sa problem natin, yung about dito sa get line, kung nakinig kayo kanina, alam nyo kung ano yung magiging problema dito. So, let's try to run this. So, as you can see guys, hinihingan tayo. How many questions? If I put 3 here, oh yan, nakita nyo may mali agad. Question number 0, then naging answer number 0 agad. So, isn't this familiar? Kung pinanood nyo yung first part ng video, isn't this error familiar? So, nakita nyo na ba yung mali? So, guys, again, sinabi ko kanina, when you use in, then manghihingi tayo ng integer, we need to use in.ignore. Kasi, gumamit tayo ng getLine sa baba. So, never yung paghahaluin yung getLine and in nang walang in.ignore kasi magkakaroon ng error, guys. So, yun lang yung friendly reminder. Now, if we try to run this, gagana na yan. So, if I put how many questions? 3. Now, we can put question number 0 with space. So, kanina nga, from the first, bago tayo magsimula, kanina bawal mag-space pag ginamit natin in. Kaya gumamit tayo ng getLine. So, kung kanina in-skip nyo nang hindi nyo alam yun, balikan nyo yun para maintindihan nyo. So, ngayon, question number 0, if I put 1 plus 1 here, then 2, 2 plus 2 here, then 4, 4 plus 4 here, then 8. So, tapos na yung program natin. So, yun na yung first and second step natin. But, meron pa tayong kasunod. So, let's look at our problem. So, next, guys, After the user fill in the questions and answer, clear the console if possible. So, i-clear natin yung console dahil possible naman siya. We need to use this. So, hashtag include windows.age. So, kung maarte yung prof nyo sa overhead, don't use this hashtag include. So, pabayaan nyo na lang madumi yung itsura ng output nyo. Kasi, sinasabi nila, pagka tumatawag ka daw from the system, mas malaki yung system overhead and mas bumabagay yung performance ng ating program. So, huwag nyo masyadong intindihin yun. Gagamitin lang natin to para luminis yung itsura ng ating output. So, now, after na nga mag-input ni user ng mga question na yan, ang gagawin lang natin is system, then, we will put CLS here. So, ang gagawin lang yan, buburahin lang niya lahat ng nasa console natin. So, mamaya makikita nyo. Then, ano yung kasunod? So, basahin ulit natin yung problem natin. Let the program ask all the questions inputted by the user. Then, let the user answer those questions. So, let's analyze this. Let the program ask all the questions. So, itatanong na ng program natin lahat ng nilagay ni user na question. Then, let the user answer those questions. So, in order na maka-answer si user, we need a container na lalagyan ng answers na yan. So, gagawa din tayo ng array. Kung gagawa tayo ng string array, dahil yung answer is also a string, we will use a string array. So, string answers. Then, ano siya? Array siya. So, ganong karami yung answers natin? Siyempre, kasi marami nung ating question. So, ilan ba yun? So, gagamitin natin yung counter. So, counter yung ginamit ko, di ba? So, as you can see, counter. So, ayan, nag-declare tayo ng string answers with kung as many as the question. So, of course, syempre, kung ilan yung question, yun din yung marami ng answer. So, ngayon, meron na tayong answers array. We now need to ask all those questions. So, paano natin itatanong lahat ng question na yun? We will use again for loop. So, for int I, so similar lang siya dun sa taas, I is less than sa counter, then I++. So, ano yung kailangan natin gawin sa loob ng for loop na to? So, i-display muna natin yung tanong. So, cout. So, ang gagawin natin ngayon is we will access the question. So, questions, so yan yung array ng question natin, which is dun in-encode lahat ni user yung mga question na nilagay niya. Then, yung i-access natin question is yung index I. Then, kanina, as you can tell, guys, gumawa tayo ng getter, which is an object function. Ito, nakalagay, get question. We will use this to access the question. Now, we will put that get question. Then now, ang kailangan natin gawin is mag-cout ulit tayo. So, we end line natin to para sa new line mag-print. So, I'm so sorry about that. End line, then cout. Lagay natin answer. Then, gagamit ulit tayo ng get line dahil may possibility na may space yung ating sagot. So, get line ang cin, then yung i-storean natin is yung answers, then yung index niya yung I. So, kung pang ilan si question, dun din ilalagay yung answer natin para ma-check kung tama. So, yun na nga, nanghingi na tayo ng answer. So, ayan na, ma-answer na natin lahat ng question natin. So, let's try this out. So, we will cout end line lang dito ng 2 beses para malinis tingnan yung ating code. So, pakita na natin yung output natin na bago. So, here we are, guys. How many questions? I will put 3. So, what is the biggest planet? So, Jupiter. So, in our solar system. So, don't judge me, guys. Enter. So, question number 1. What is the planet nearest to the Sun? Mercury. The only planet that inhabits light. Earth. Enter. Ngayon, so as you can see, yung ginawa ng system, CLS natin is binura niya lahat ng nasa console. And then, naglagay uli ng bago. So, eto na nga yung for loop natin sa baba. Tinatanong na tayo ni program dun sa mga in-enter nating tanong. So, kanina, nilagay nating first problem is, what is the biggest planet? So, I answered Jupiter. Then, what is the planet nearest to the Sun? Mercury. Then, what is the only planet that inhabits life? Earth. So, wala pang mangyayari dyan. So, let's read the next step for our problem. Then, Let the program evaluate the answers to determine if it's correct or incorrect. Display the necessary information to tell the user if they are correct or not in an individual question. So, kailangan natin paalam kay user kung saan siya mali at kung saan siya tama na number. So, yun yung magiging, next ginagagawin. So, nakalagay ulit, clear the console if possible. So, possible siya, we will system CLS here. Para ma-delete uli lahat ng nasa console. Now, so, ilang for loop na ba yung ginagawa natin? So, may for loop dito, may for loop dito. We will make another for loop para i-check lahat kung tama yung sagot ng user. Now, isipin natin yung mga necessary data na kailangan para ipakita kung tama si user or mali. So, let's do the for loop first. So, for int I is equal to 0. So, kamukhang-kamukha lang uli na nasa taas. Then, I++. So, i-iterate uli natin yung buong questions array para mabasa natin lahat ng questions and answers. Ngayon, dahil nga na dito nakastore yung mga answers ni user, yung answers na galing sa sumagot ng question, and yung answer naman na, totoong answer na nilagay nung dineclare yung question is nandito. So, ito nga yung gagamitin natin, get answer, para makuha yung answer na totoo. So, ito yung answer nung tinanong, ito yung totoong answer. So, ito nga yung gagamitin natin para ma-access yun. So, sana naintindihan nyo. If not, mag-comment kayo below and I will answer your questions. Okay? Now, we need to compare if tama yung mga sagot nila. But first, we need to see out muna yung mga information needed. So, first, we need the question. So, syempre, hindi natin alam kung ano yung sinasagot natin. So, we will see out the question. So, paano uli i-access yung questions? So, questions, I.get questions. Get question. Then, and L. So, yan. Na-display na natin yung question na currently binabasa ng for loop natin. Then, isi-see out natin yung correct answer. So, ano yung correct answer? So, galing din yun kay class. So, ang lalagay natin dito is yung questions ulit. Then, I.get answer naman. So, kukunin natin yung answer from yung nasa taas. So, yung ginamit nating getter, ito. So, ito yung totoong answer. So, ayan yung correct answer na dineclare nung unang-una pa lang yung program. So, nasa na tayo? So, ayan na nga, get answer. So, nakuha na natin yung answer. Papakita na yung correct answer. Then, ipapakita natin yung answer ni user. So, your answer. So, ito yung answer mo. Then, saan nakastore yung answer na yan? Dito sa string answers natin. So, we will put answers I. So, yan yung sagot natin. Ngayon, pagko-compare natin tong dalawa na to, kung magkamukha sila, then tama yung sagot mo. If not, then mali yung sagot mo. So, ganun lang yun. So, again, I forgot to put NL here. Hindi nang pumangit yung code natin. Then, we put NL here also. Then, we will now check. So, conditional statement. If questions I that get answer is equals to answers I. So, yung sagot na totoo, if equals siya dun sa sagot natin, then we will see out correct. Then, else, pagka mali naman, we will just see out incorrect. So, mali nga eh. So, incorrect. Now, guys, there is something missing here. So, let's read the last part ng ating problem. As you can see, nakalagay dito. Then, lastly, display the final score. For example, 15/20. So, paano natin matatrack yung ating marami nung tama ng sagot? So, we need to declare an integer here sa labas ng for loop. So, int correct. So, i-assume natin na wala pang tama yung ating user. So, ayan na. So, every time na makakatama siya, which is dito, so, see out correct, dadagdagan natin yung correct niya ng isa. So, correct. So, increment plus plus. So, increment yan. So, yung parang I++ lang din. Dadagdagan ng isa. Now, sa pagkatapos natin i-check lahat ng problem na yan, then tayo. Mag-see out tayo ng dalawang NL uli dito para malayo-layo. Then, isi-see out na natin yung final score. Final score. Then, ang ilalagay natin is yung correct natin. Then, over. So, paano natin malalaman kung ilan yung total items natin? Siyempre, kung ilan yung questions, which is yung counter sa taas. So, yun yung ating program. So, tapos na ang ating program, guys. So, finally, tapos na yung program natin. So, medyo mahaba yung program na to. But that's fine. And sana naintindihan nyo. Then, let's build and run this. Makikita nyo na ito na yung buong program natin. So, how many questions? So, I would say 3. So, what is the biggest planet in our solar system? With question mark. Enter Jupiter. What is the planet nearest to the Sun? Mercury. What is the hottest planet? Venus. Ngayon, nag-clear siya. Yun na, pinapasagutan na sa atin. What is the biggest planet in our solar system? Mercury. No. Jupiter. So, sorry. What is the planet nearest to the Sun? Mercury. Then, imamalito ko to. Ilalagay ko, major. Pretty old joke. So, sana may nakaalala pa nito. Enter. So, as you can see, guys, natapos yung ating, so may mali ako dito na end L, so hindi ko nilagyan ng end L. So I'm so sorry about that. So but tingnan nyo to, so i-analyze nyo. So ito yung tanong natin, what is the biggest planet in our solar system? So yung correct answer is Jupiter. So yung answer natin is Jupiter, so correct. So as you can see, so next naman is, what is the planet nearest to the Sun? Correct answer is Mercury. Then my answer is Mercury, so correct. So lastly, yung tanong, what is the hottest planet? What is the hottest planet? So, ang correct answer is Venus. But yung in-answer ko is major. So, incorrect siya. And then yung final score natin is 2/3, which is correct. So, yun na guys ang ating program. So, magagamit nyo to para sa reviewer nyo nga din kung gusto nyo. So, medyo useful naman tong program na ginawa natin. So, I hope na may natutunan kayo sa akin for today. And as always, guys, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!